Okay, so this is the final product of the flip we just did. Keep in mind, I'm just the HVAC contractor. The other contractors on this project, they pretty much did what they had to do. So let's go ahead and take a walk through. We'll start with the outside. See how they did the black and white finish. Actually, it's pretty nice. Pretty good curve appeal. Okay, let's head over to the backyard. You can see right here how we had our ductless. We already had this in place before the deck went up. Guess they wanted to do some type of fancy finish. Oh, okay, that's just extra material. But they have the deck right here in place with the sliding door. It's a pretty nice sized backyard, as you guys can see. Back view of the house. Plenty of yard, like I said. And then over here, you have your second ductless unit. Nice line high finish. Okay. Okay, now let's go inside the house. Stairs look pretty good. See some discrepancies, but nothing major. I would like to see a storm door here. Let's go inside. Here we go. So we pretty much opened this whole area. Okay, as you guys can see right here, here's the kitchen area. I probably would have liked the sink to not only be more center with the window, but I probably would have even tried to put it here in the corner, and that would have gave us a little bit more countertop space. We do have gas in this house, so I would like to see the stove to be a gas stove and not electric. Okay, right here we have this pillar. This was actually a support beam, and there was a wall right here cutting this room off, and then there was another wall right here that went about to here. So I like the fact that we was able to blow this up and put an island here. Probably could have went a little bigger on an island, maybe even wrapped it around the pillar, gave it that whole little lip, bring it out a little bit. I'm sure they wanted to give like some walking space, but even if we would have just brought it out a little bit more, that would have gave us a little bit more space on the island. Right here, you see we have our ductless unit cooling and heating this whole space. All right, but overall, I like what we did here, because like I said, this was a wall. This opening right here was a wall. I believe it stopped about right here. And then this was kind of like an open space. It might even had a little bit of a wall here. So I like what we did here. I believe there was a door here to go into the garage. We knocked this wall out. This was the original kitchen area, as a matter of fact. So we knocked this wall out, gave it the sliding glass door. We went out into a patio. The other thing that we could have did was we could have just left this yard, but the concrete under the patio, it wasn't in the best condition. So that's why I put the patio over it, opposed to just redoing the concrete or breaking up the concrete and putting grass there. I would have liked to see maybe an entrance to the garage still, to come right into the house. Because as of now, there's only one way in and out of your garage, and that's through the doors. So now we'll go in the back rooms. We'll start with this room here. This was the room that we decided to put the air conditioning in. Again, this was according to what the contractor wanted. Not a bad idea. I think we could have did all the rooms, but you can see we don't have one in here. This is a smaller room. They decided to throw the fan in there. Still not bad. And then this right here, you have the kitchen. The bathroom. A lot of things here I'm not in love with. It's not horrible for a smaller bathroom on the first floor, but just off the top, I probably would have took this outlet here, put it maybe on the side of the wall, or maybe even had the guys do the finish work and put the outlet here inside the actual finish work there, the towels. And then we could have did a bigger vanity mirror and probably even dropped it down so we don't see all this open space. But even if we put the outlet here and drop this down, give us a taller vanity, that'd be a little bit more appealing to me. Okay. I'll save the basement. We're not going to go down there yet, but you probably already noticed that everything pretty much have like carpet on the stairs. So let's go up the stairs. Okay. So just off rip, you see we got carpet in this room. I don't know why we didn't just do the whole thing fully finished with the wood. This is the first time we doing the houses like this and using carpet. Material prices are going up. This was the second room that was opted to get the air conditioning. I wanted to go with the next room that you'll see that I'm going to point to. It's pretty decent sized room, but when it comes to the second floor, this is not the master. So now let's go in here. This will be the master bedroom, probably throughout the whole house, not just the second floor, but the whole house. So we should have had a unit in here. Contractor opted out of doing it. He did put fans in each room. Originally, we were going to do central air throughout this whole house, but the budget didn't call for it. And even when we were going to do this room, it was decided to do the other rooms. So that's why we went with this. Right now, we're in discussions of actually adding to it. So we might add a unit in here, but being that the construction is done, that's going to be a little project for the finished guys. For me, I could get it done, no problem. Now going into this bathroom, this is actually a pretty decent sized bathroom, but it just shows that it seems like, you know, funding was a lot different on this project. I'm not a fan of how we have the bathroom, shower, and bathtub here, and then we have all the space. To me, we could have did better with the space here. Even with the gap between the toilet and the sink and the vanity and things like that, we could have did so much things here. We could have even did a 2 sink, his and hers, or just did something bigger. The gold mirror in this bathroom without no other gold finish gives it a feel that we just was like, okay, we have some extra materials, let's just chalk it and throw it in there. So I'm not really a fan of that. Not really a fan of how this is not a real closet. If it's going to be considered like a linen closet, I'm not a fan of that either. Again, we didn't have to clutter it with putting a bathtub in a separate shower. We didn't really have to do that, but we definitely could have did something different here to make this look a little bit more appealing and more spacious. But this is what we got. All right, so now I'm gonna walk down and show you guys the basement. So here we have the basement. Again, we have that same theme of the carpet on the stairs, and the basement is not bad. Originally, I wanted to put air conditioning in the basement as well, and this would have been the only area that a ductless unit would have went. It would have heated and cooled the basement as a separate zone, but it also would have taken out the humidity in the basement. And there's definitely a lot of humidity in this basement. They have the fan and humidifier blowing right there because of the humidity. But this is a nice little separate room right here. We could have even boxed this in. You know, we don't really want to kill the wall, but we probably could have boxed this in right here for a water meter. So this way it's not just looking at us. You know. We had a couple of different options here. Another option that I talked about was actually cutting this whole area off, moving some things over and making it like a mechanical room, and then possibly doing something different with this room, which is considered the mechanical room. All right, but there's plenty of space, as you can see, with the mechanical room. You know, we could use it for storage and everything else. We have the washer and dryer hookup that'll be right here. We could have thrown that in there now if we wanted. And again, we could have possibly just put a gas connection there instead of keeping the electric, because as you can see, we have gas here. Okay, but nice basement, nice finished basement, plenty of storage, as you can see. Okay, plenty of storage. So overall, not bad. You see the baseboard here in the basement, which supplies the heat to the basement, but there's no thermostat. So that was something that I also brought up. And again, because this is how it was, this is how it is. We have the connection for the 3 zones. It's all here, which is what I'm working on now. But more or less, this is what the overall contractor opted for to do. So this is where we are. So overall, it's not a bad spot, not a bad project. A couple things that I would have done differently if I was leading the project. A lot of things with the color schemes, the backsplash, the cooling, the stoves, like the bathrooms. little things like that that I would have done to make this place stand out a little better. But when getting into flips, the number one thing that we have to do is we have to consider the budget. When we consider the budget, we work from there. Some things are going to get shaved on the budget. I mentioned the storm door. Storm door might have to get cut from the budget. I mentioned a vanity mirror that was bigger, or his and hers. Sinks that might have to get cut from the budget. So all of these things and adjustments have to be made, but we also have to look at the points that sell, or selling points, and things like gas stove, gas dryers, wash machine already in there. Those things will boost up our ability to sell the project or the property, and we want to have a wow factor from the time people come into the place. Compared to how it looked, it's definitely amazing. It's a wow factor, but our sellers, or I should say our buyers, are not seeing or privy to how it looked before we started the project. So I just wanted y'all to tap into my world. I'm going to try to do more like this with the flips that I'm involved with. Again, I'm the HVAC contractor on most of these flips, but that's also going to soon change. So rock with me during the journey. Lorenzo Boykin HVAC, signing out.